A very good evening to you, and thank you so much for joining us today. This is the Health Desk, your direct line to the medical doctor. We make sure that we bring you experts in different areas and those who will make sure you understand to the simplest level of what your health contains, what is important about your body and how to react about it, when to seek help, when do you go for advice, and when do you take action. This is where we make sure you get the best of the best. And today I want to talk about very thing that affect each and every one of us. It affects employers, it affects parents, it affects students, it affects healthcare people, yani kila mtu ako hapa ndani. Na kuna wenye we overuse the words, kuna wenye ambao we actually don't know if we are using the right words, and that is why we are here to give you the correct answer, so that when you're using the word or when you're in that state, what will you do or what should you do at that point? And that is why I answered your call when you called and said we need to understand, we want to know 1, 2, 3. Mimi kama Trev nikaamua let me cheza kama mimi, I bring you the best of the best. And of course joining us today is a psychologist, and I want her to introduce herself so that I do not introduce introduce miss point ama weke point ingine. No, I want her to introduce herself and tell you where you can get her. Karibu daktari.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Catherine Njeri Ndongo. I'm a certified counseling psychologist. I'm also a mental health advocate. Most importantly, I care about mental health. That's why I'm here, and I just want to create this awareness, because we all know that mental health is not mostly talked about. It's something that is really offshores, but we are here for that, and we are here to get to see what can we do better as a society, because mental health is about the society, about the community. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as Catherine Njeri. I'm also like on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn as Catherine Njeri as well. Also I don't know if I can share my contacts. I can share my contacts. My contacts are 0718 89 24 26. Those are the contacts that you can be able to find me through. Well, maybe you want to book a therapy session, or maybe you'd like, for example, sometimes I do EAPs for employees, talk about mental health, just educate them how they can increase their productivity at work. So that's the contact they can use.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know where to find daktari if you ukikaa hivyo sikia I need something, you can get in touch with her, and trust you me, you'll get the difference. But before we begin, before we start, you know how we do it best. We know how to partner with Oracle TV. When you're partnering with Oracle TV, this is how we bring you the best of the best. We bring daktari here because you are a partner to Oracle TV. You make sure that we stay on 24/7. Every time that we are on air, we are informing people, we are transforming lives, and you are making sure that which has been disturbing you, you have peace and you've gotten the solution. To partner is very easy and it's very simple. You can partner through the paybill number, that is 171133. Account is Oracle TV, and pale kwa amount is what God has blessed you with. When unasikia kwa moyo wako, this is what I can give. Mimi kama Trev, this is how far God has blessed me, and this is what I can give. That is what you can give, and you know hata nikifanya nini, hata kuwe na nini, when I go to God and tell God, remember me because I did 1, 2, 3, God will surely remember you for supporting his vision. That is the paybill number that is running on your screen, 171133. Account Oracle TV. Once you become a partner, be sure to send me forward me the message so that we can encourage each other in supporting the work of God. And once you've done that, know that you are the brand ambassador of Oracle TV, and you are that partner, that family. And know in family unite, marvelous things happen, and that is where God commands a blessing. And I want us to begin. Daktari, most people say burnout. Nime burnout. What really exactly is burnout?
Okay, that's a really good question. Burnout is in 3 aspects. There is the physical aspect, there is the mental aspect, and there is the emotional aspect. So it is generally a state whereby the physical, the emotional, and the mental parts are in exhaustion. So you feel like your mental health is at stake, your emotions are all over, and also your physical body starts to, like, maybe you find yourself having lots of headaches, sometimes stomach problems. You know, in your stress you feel like, today I don't want to eat, but you keep doing that for some days, so it brings issues to your health. So that's why we put physical hapo kwa the description. So it's like a state whereby there is the exhaustion of the physical, the mental, and the emotional aspect, especially when there is workload, there's an excessive workload. It's an aspect that most of us say we are going through. Burnout, most of us were employed, most of us were maybe working somewhere, and sometimes I want people to understand burnout is not like doing the least, it's actually doing excessively. You get the point? So like it's not like stress where you feel like, am I doing really well, or what can I do more? Burnout is now you've done that more, and now you've reached your limits.
Okay, is it correct for me to say burnout is a psychological condition?
Yeah, okay, based on WHO, they consider it as an occupational chronic disorder, but it hasn't been resolved yet, because not many people realize that they have burnout, and not many people seek medical attention for that. It's even difficult in our space as psychologists to find maybe someone come to you because they have a burnout issue. Most people come because maybe of anxiety and depression and the other mental disorders, which are very many, but mtu akikuja because of burnout, it's really a rare case. So that's why I think it's not considered as as a condition. Yeah.
But do you think that people don't come because they want to, or is it because people don't understand really how important it is for them to go get checked and understand what is burnout? Kwa sababu most people are there saying just niko na fatigue, niko na stress, I am burnout. Actually, what is the difference of these three? Because they might be wanting to come, but they don't know how serious it is.
Okay, so for fatigue, I think we all get fatigue because when you do, maybe when you work, and maybe you work long hours, for example, let me put it in the context where you are working long hours, so that the difference can come out. When you work for long hours and maybe you go home and you shower and you sleep maybe for at least 6 hours, or you know, and then in the morning you feel freshened up, like you feel like that workload and ulikuwa nayo jana, it's no longer there. That's usually fatigue. You know, the normal way that we feel when we go to work, maybe you've done so much work and now you're feeling, I'm exhausted. It's like exhaustion, you know. Stress now is when you start feeling like you're not accomplishing some of the things. But now stress and burnout, the difference between stress and burnout is that burnout comes as a result of accumulated stress. Something that you didn't solve, or you didn't talk about, or you didn't even get support, and now it starts accumulating in your mind and also emotionally, and now you start experiencing symptoms that are related now to burnout, which is the emotional aspect. But as for stress, there's normally stress is normally in two aspects as well. There is the positive stress and negative stress. The negative stress is whereby you find yourself, you're not able to do things normally because maybe there's something that is overwhelming you, or something that is weighing you down. But positive stress, we get it maybe when we come to work and we are motivated to work maybe extra time, so that maybe you can improve maybe your productivity, or maybe you want to learn something, or just the motivation that we get from working is normally positive stress. Because you know, there's no way you can tell me that you want money and you don't have stress. like sometimes the stress makes you go to work, so that's positive stress. But if you're experiencing the stress that is making you feel like I don't want to go to work, and then your stress it keep accumulating, that's what leads to burnout. So burnout is mostly gradual. It's something that comes up after accumulation of so many different stressors that bring about now the burnout.
And actually, who is most likely to get burnout?
So everybody can get burnout, but the ones that are most likely to be affected, let's say by the teachers. Okay, teachers are most likely to experience it because, you know, like dealing with maybe, for example, dealing with children or kids or adolescents, it's not an easy task, and especially sometimes you find they have to spend most of their time with the children, understanding their emotions, understanding them, and sometimes they don't get reciprocation for that, because you see, they only get the payments, but now you might find the kids are so they're trying to also navigate their lives. So unapata some of the kids are very stubborn. So some of the teachers might experience this in high levels. Also, like medical practitioners, like for example, let's say the surgeons and maybe doctors, nurses. Sometimes we find, like, I can give you an example. You see, sometimes we find nurses being, we consider the nurses being rude, but there's something that I got to learn when I was working in a certain facility. Sometimes nurses experience compassion fatigue, and they also experience burnout. Compassion fatigue is whereby, like, they have seen so much. It's like a doctor venye, maybe there's someone here who has a broken arm, and there's someone who has a knife on his maybe on their eye, and the doctor atakuja achukwe like this one with a broken arm, ache the other one, and then for you you're like, this is the most serious issue, but for them I think they're just used to it, and they don't see them much of a big deal. So they tend to experience that as compassion fatigue. Their compassion is no longer there, you know. So they also experience burnout, and that's why you find most of them at work, they are irritable. Very irritable. Like you find that the nurses, maybe they are irritable because maybe of the workload they are doing, and compared to maybe the payments they are getting and the responsibilities that they have at home, back at home. So they are also likely to have high levels of burnout.
Wow. So for these people, because most of the time watu wanaweza shuhudia when you're going to the hospital, you find that kuna mtu amekuja, this person has their own stress, so, and you don't know the nurse amekuwa pale for how long, so you're like, why is this person rude to me? But I think right now we understand it better, and when you're going there, we'll be like, it's okay for also them, because they need also to be listened to. Sure. Another question is, why do you think burnout is becoming common, more common today? Yes, why?
Okay, so I think burnout is common because let's just face facts. Like for now, there are so many people, maybe let's just put the job opportunity phrase. Many people don't have jobs that really pay them well compared to the living standards that people are living, because we can't say we have reached a point that in our lives, or even in our country, a point where we are comfortable. Some are working even long hours, some are working different jobs, you know, just trying to put something on their table or save something. Sometimes I have friends who tell me, like, it's very difficult to save, you know, you unashindwa, like, if I save, now what will I eat? You know. It becomes kind of difficult. So I feel like most of the people, it's very common that they are going through a burnout. Even if they are not talking about it, if you get to interact with them one-on-one, or maybe have a deeper understanding and connections with them, you get to understand, like, maybe they don't know what they are going through, but maybe utasikia mali amekwambia leo sisiki kwenda hiyo kazi. You know, like, it's just a sina option. Sina option. Ningekuwa na option. you find some words zina pop out here and there, and this now brings out like how common it is, because you find hata sisi young people, you find like young people like us, maybe you will get a job, and then people see that you're young, and then they will overload you with work.
You have energy.
You have energy. You can do this, you know. And then like you find yourself in a situation where you're doing work that even is not supposed to be yours. You get. I think this really happens to most young people, and also like for the ones who are before us, you find that they experience most of them experience burnout because of the responsibilities that they have. You find maybe the payment you're getting is not even enough for school fees. It's not enough for feeding your family. It's not enough for maybe hata ukitoa transport and all the bills. Haubaki na chochote. So it becomes, I think it's something that most employees go through, really. Yeah.
And since we are saying the burnout comes through accumulated stress, I'm just wondering, can children and students get burnout?
Okay. School kids might get burnout. Children not so much, but for let's say maybe the kids who are in high school, the adolescents might really suffer, or the primary school kids, because you see, having like academics on your plate is not easy. Honestly, academics is not easy at all. Like people just tell you like, you're seated, school fees has been paid for you, and unapewa food shule, what's your problem? Like, where is the stress coming from? But now they forget that sometimes that adolescent has to grasp all the knowledge that they are getting. That adolescent has to navigate their own emotions, because you see, like, these are human beings also. There's that human being aspect. So at high school you find them maybe you see there's a slogan about Form 2s, how they misbehave and do things. I do unasikia too, like when the principal is just there, he or she's like, Form 2s, change your behaviors, you know. But now you find like Form 2s are now navigating, it's their season to like navigate some of the things, even their own selves, their identities.
They're trying to understand.
Yeah, they're trying to understand themselves. And I feel for the adolescents actually, because I've worked in their space and I've gotten to see their challenges and also like talk to them deeper. And I think their challenges are often overlooked, and that's why that issue that they face of burnout might not appear as much, because it might come out as arrogance. To people it might come out as arrogance, but if you get to have a conversation with them, you might realize they are facing academic pressure, they are facing identity crisis. You know, some of them are being bullied and they don't talk about it, and it causes them so much stress. Yeah.
Wow. So if you're there, you're a teacher, you're a parent, let us learn to understand our children. Kwanza wale ambao wanajifungua, let them speak. There's that point enye you sit down, you listen, let them vent out what they want to vent out. Even if you feel like this person is being rude, let them vent out first, understand what they are saying, be there for them, and you'll change the situation. You'll surely change the situation. But I now want us to talk about what causes a burnout. What are the real contributors of burnout?
Okay. The contributors of burnout are several. We can start by the one that I just mentioned earlier about excessive workload. Sometimes when you do so much work beyond what you're supposed to be doing, it can cause burnout at some point, because there's no way you can. That's why in every company or organization, there's normally an assigned role to each and every person, because there's no way you can be able to do each and every task. It at least reduces the workload.
And does this mean that if you're seriously doing the long work hours or the long workloads, does this actually make it automatically that you'll have burnout?
Not exactly. Not exactly. I think I'll mention later how it won't it's not like a must for you to get it if you can be able to control yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can be able to control yourself. The other factor that can lead to burnout, or rather a contributor, is maybe poor boundary setting. Like you find some of us, maybe whatever we do at work, we don't put a boundary between work and home. And the issues that we are facing at home. So you find someone, maybe we experience this with our teachers, when maybe they have an issue at home and then they bring it to work. No, vice versa. You find like this happens also with most of the therapists, because as therapists we get to hear different stories, we get to experience different emotions. So sometimes if you don't set a boundary, you're likely to have trauma as well, because you will now take from what the client had just gave you, and then you will carry it home, and the burden is too heavy. You know, there's no way you can be able to carry everything. So sometimes if there is no boundary between your workplace and home and friends and the family, it can really create a huge burnout here.
But when you're telling people to create a boundary, I'm just thinking for the psychologists, the therapists, they are hearing everything too much, and they're going home. And we are human beings, we have like a mind cut. So how do this person set that boundary? Yes, Mumambia, you need to set that boundary. And I set
That's a very good question. Setting boundaries is normally very difficult. In fact, it comes up with a question that we normally ask: how can I say no? How can I say no to something? You know, sometimes unapata maybe your boss has told you to carry, maybe amekupigia around some odd hours, maybe it's not work hours, and maybe they want you to do something for them that is office related, and then you're like, how can I tell them, you know? How can I tell them no? So it's a very valid question, and what you can do to set boundaries, first of all, is to begin by knowing that these are two different environments. Two different environments, because where you work and where you live, you portray different characters. Because while you're at work, you portray the professional character, but while you're at home and maybe you're a family person, you're a cheerful person, maybe it's not like it's not like I'm saying don't be cheerful at work, but there's some things you can't do at your workplace that you can probably do at home. So first of all, just know that these are two different environments. Sometimes those people who are at home, they don't know what you have gone through at work,
the whole day,
you know, and vice versa. Those who are at work, they don't know what happened at home. So sometimes when you don't have that boundary, you tend to even affect those that are not involved with whatever you're going through directly. Because your kids will, maybe if you're a parent, your kids will feel like there's some kind of a shift. Leo mama, hata kama ulikuwa unataka kuitisha kitu, or maybe to share something nice, you're like, acha ningoje. Ama, let me not share it today, you know. Maybe kwa job, maybe umekuja na your home issues, and maybe your colleague has shared a point that might be valid, of course, but because of your issues that you carried at home and the anger, you're not able to listen to them. You're not able to accommodate the points that they are making. You're just so defensive and, you know, like irritable, and you're like, they think they're better than me or something like that, which is not true. So different environments, also realize that these are different people you're dealing with, different emotions that are moving around, because I can say emotions is it's a very complicated thing to balance your emotions. And also, like, once you know how to manage your emotions well, you are able to now know when can I say no. Also, what are my standards, what are my values, because I feel like sometimes we also forget our principles and values that really guide us. Because you see, sometimes your values and your morals and your principles, they really guide you towards setting these boundaries. So it's good if you don't feel like you are familiar with your standards, with your morals, you are not in touch with them. I'd encourage you to maybe have a sit down with yourself, you know, just try to have, unasikianga kusema mkwe na mkutano na yourself. Call me. Just sit down with yourself and try to think, what are these things that you do effortlessly? Because those are your values. Something that you don't like someone else doing and it's wrong, you know. Maybe you don't like seeing people stealing and it irritates you. So that means you're an honest person. So just sit with yourself and have that self-awareness. When you have self-awareness, it's very easy for you to set the boundaries because you'll now be able to say no to something that is making you uncomfortable. And you won't feel bad about it.
Wow. What are the other contributors?
Another contributor that you can find burnout, let's talk about sleep because it's rarely talked about. Because I think most of the people don't sleep much. Hata akitoka kazi, they'll go maybe watch a movie. I was once a victim.
Because you're telling yourself there's a series that has
and then it's the only time you are alone. It's the only time you are not working, so you prefer watching at that time, you know. So sleep is very important. It can be a contributor towards burnout because if you alter your sleep patterns, sometimes it leads you to now developing it leads to your emotions will not balance well. I don't know if you know there's a relation. They have relation. Because sometimes you find mtu hajalala sana anakasirikanga haraka. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Like you find them, hata unaweza mwambia, you know what, just go and rest. And maybe I'll take a power nap, maybe let's say 30 to 40 minutes. And when they come back, they'll be like, whew, I'm good now. Sometimes it doesn't even take like a lot of sleep, you know. But it's recommendable most of the time. It's recommendable, we even recommend to our own clients. It's important to sleep. At least make sure you've slept for 6 hours. Hata ikienda sana, let's say 4 hours. Yani kama wewe sasa wewe like
like, there's a meme I saw, and this person was so confused because you're being told by the doctors you need 8 hours rest. And then you go here and you're told by your pastor sleep a little slumber.
I saw the video.
Then you go here and they tell you billionaires
they don't sleep.
So you're wondering, what am I supposed to be doing? Should I sleep? Should I not sleep? Should I sleep? So when you're talking about sleep and emotion, so where should we learn?
I get what you mean. I saw the video and it was so funny, honestly, because I was actually watching the video while I'm trying to sleep. So I'm like, okay, where should I go? Should I wake up and start doing something constructive? But sleep is actually essential, to be honest. It's essential because can you imagine if maybe ujalala for like, let's say for 2 days. There's a time I didn't sleep for like 2 days. I went to I went to 2 different keshes and it was before Tana. The next day I was like, now after those 2 days I was like, my head was so heavy. Like I felt like it's like I'm having a migraine, literally. And some time ago also I got to interact with someone who had a sleep disorder. You know, there are sleep disorders. And sleep disorders are usually caused now by, you know, someone maybe they are too stressed, they don't find sleep, they are going through insomnia. They are just awake but their mind is running, you know. So you find like sometimes you have to prescribe for them a medication for them to sleep. You have to force them to sleep because there's no way you'll be dealing with someone mwenye hajawai lala. Like those people, the brain, you know, the brain is a very active part of our body, and most people don't know that because the brain literally controls every other thing. So like you find maybe when you deprive yourself of sleep, you're affecting your brain. Your brain starts to work as if it's not really functional as much. It's just like maybe niko uko but hauko, you know. It's as if there's something wrong. It's as if you're sick. There's just something that happens.
Wow. And of course, it is very important for you to understand what is going on, and make sure you keep on your conversation coming, keep on your messages and everything coming in on 0711 176006, and we'll be glad to read and of course understand. But before that, we want to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Is your European vehicle due for servicing or repairs? Welcome to Euroland Auto Service Center, your trusted destination for expert automotive care in Utawala, Nairobi. Conveniently located along the Eastern Bypass, adjacent to BE Energy Petrol Station, we specialize in servicing and repairing all European vehicles brands. Our professional services include advanced computer diagnostics, mechanical repairs, engine and transmission repairs, suspension and steering, brake systems, bodywork and professional respray, routine maintenance, genuine spare parts, and spare parts sourcing in all European vehicles. Whether your vehicle needs a routine service or complex repair, our experienced technicians deliver quality workmanship and reliable service you can trust. Don't wait until a minor issue becomes a major problem. Visit Euroland Auto Service Center today along the Eastern Bypass in Utawala, next to BE Energy Petrol Station. For bookings and enquiries, kindly contact 0710 683 644 or 0105 090 702. Euroland Auto Service Center, driven by quality, powered by trust. Your car, our priority.
I take this opportunity to invite all men in this region, deliverance churches, around 86 churches in this region. I welcome all men to come for a regional seminar on 25th of this month, July 2026. It will be the only opportunity for us to have a meeting in our region. Let me welcome you on behalf of our regional overseer, Reverend Dr. Francis Oracle and Reverend Ongeri and other leaders for this region. I welcome all men. The Bible says in Deuteronomy chapter 16 verse 16, God was telling Moses to tell all males to appear 3 times in a year. There was a reason for God to tell Moses to call all the males to appear before him 3 times in a year. It is for this purpose that we are welcoming all men to be sharpened in the things pertaining our finances, our family, and even our leadership as men. You are all welcome. 18 years and above, you are welcome to this meeting. Iron sharpens iron. We have speakers who are ready to impart into us skills in every aspect of our leadership and our life at large. You are all welcome in Jesus' name.
Wherever you are, I scatter your agenda. Experience abundance. I cast this disease. I scatter you now. I scatter you now. Vela paradialaza.
Every Friday it is warfare.
Don't be silent. Don't be silent. Command that door to open. Let that door open.
Every Friday it is altar versus altar.
Arrows of witchcraft targeted targeting our children, you are a liar. Back to the sender.
Declaration versus declaration.
Milango ya fedha, milango ya pesa, milango ya pesa, funguka sasa, funguka sasa, milango ya biashara.
Chant versus chant.
Jatatatalada.
For the kingdom of God suffers violence, and only the violent take it by force.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against evil powers, principalities, rulers of darkness.
Shomeka sasa, shomeka sasa.
And that is why every Friday we gather for our Friday Power Net Kesha to break free from every curse, witchcraft, yoke, affliction that is holding our lives.
So join us every Friday from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. as we walk into our destiny. See you there.
Welcome back my viewer, and thank you so much for staying tuned kwanzia ile masaa hadi saa hizi. We do not take that for granted. And if you're joining us right now, karibu sana. We are talking about navigating through burnout. We know every one of us has been in that space, and you're thinking, what is happening to me? I'm here with Daktari so that we can answer that question that you feel. This is that point. Niko pale kilele, I don't know what is happening to me. Ulize swali yako. Make sure we are here. Daktari, before I end, useme I wish ningeuliza ile swali.
Sure.
And I can see pale online tuko ndani. I see Francis Oracle. That is our director, my father, saying watching, great show from Oxford. Tuko live mpaka international, my people. We are live internationally. So kama kuna swali pale, make sure you're coming. Frederick anasema na to watch akiwa pale Kitengela, na anasema pale kwa usingizi yamepatikana kabisa. Ati lazima tutafute pesa. Kuna anasema hi, ati that is a good doctor, we understanding it. Pale Kilele, pale Kilele, make sure hapo Kilele uko na swali uliza, and Daktari will be here to answer your question. Kuna mwenye ameuliza, I think this one is joining right now because I think you answered that question. Is fatigue really a burnout? Na daktari alisema there's a difference. Kuna difference ya fatigue na kuna ile ya burnout. But since ndio umekuja, mimi ni nani? Mimi si daktari. Daktari will answer that question for you. Kuna manasema have been experiencing sleep patterns that I don't understand. Does this really mean that I am burnout? Daktari, does this really mean ako na burnout? Because ako na sleeping pattern ambayo hata yeye mwenyewe haielewi vizuri. Asema good evening Trevilla, good evening to you, great show, and actually leo nimeweza kupata live. Haupatangi live. Karibu, this is how we do it right here. Kuna nasema I am Boaz na wapata kutoka Malava, niko ndani kama kawaida. And of course daktari, we are talking about the contributors of burnout, na tumeongelea kadhaa. Kwa ule mtu mwenye ndo ametujoin saizi, ukipitia tu and then uendelee mahali tumewashia.
Okay. Alright, so previously I shared about the contributors. I started with excessive workloads. That's what we do at work normally, but you do it excessively. You know. The second, I also talked about not having that boundary between your work life and your personal life. You know, that's a common issue some of us face, and we tend to carry both of them at the same place, which is not supposed to be the case. Let's talk about recognition at work. I feel like okay, this goes to our employers, because sometimes our employers they are very good people. They give us opportunities and chances. However, it's important that they also do like a recognition for employees, because this motivates them. You know, sometimes you might find some employers, they like for example where I normally work partly, you find our employers in the middle of the year somewhere, they do like a Thanksgiving event for us. And during the Thanksgiving event, you find they give awards. You know, the most outstanding maybe employee, the most trustworthy employee, things like that. And these small things they might seem very small, but they bring huge impact to the productivity of the company and the organization as well, because the employees feel like, oh, someone sees the work that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Someone appreciates me for what I'm doing. And that really makes them feel like I'm now comfortable in the workplace that I am in, you know. And that at least brings about productivity. And also it reduces burnout, because it's actually a contributor.
Yeah.
Not being appreciated, not being recognized, or being, you know, just, we call them in psychology, there's the way we call them reinforcement. You have to reinforce, you know, there's positive reinforcements. You bring them maybe tokens of appreciation. Maybe some don't give tokens of appreciation, but they give them a retreat. Maybe unapata, maybe mepelekwa somewhere, but now you find maybe there's this people, majority of the people in our country maybe who work in the jua kali industries, and you find maybe the employer doesn't really think much about retreats, because tell me why they'll think about it, you know. And unapata like maybe some of them pia wow, like they're just trying to also navigate things and make profits.
Yeah.
But however, it's something I'd like to encourage the employers. It doesn't mean it doesn't, yeah, or rather give them some kind of leaves. If maybe someone that has been employed, maybe mko wengi in one place, sometimes it's okay to just give them maybe a one day, si wote, but moja, just a leave for like a one day leave. Sometimes it creates as a good positive working environment. Another contributor is toxic working environment. Now this toxic working environments, let's just be honest and talk the truth, because this happens to us like as individuals. You find like a place you're working, it's not even somewhere you can talk to your colleague about something you're going through. You know, it's actually very sad, because some of us spend most of our time in the workplace. So you find sometimes some workplaces are very toxic. You find like maybe when you share your problem, badala ya usaidike, it makes things worse for you. Yeah. And maybe unapata like umefuadiwa huko, and the things that you're being told you've done. Yeah, exactly. And now it becomes a whole stressor, and then you're like, why did I even say that? Ama unapata like maybe there's a conflict at work, because these things happen. We are not from the same backgrounds. Yeah. Some of us have different ways of thinking. So maybe point yako kwangu, it doesn't make sense, and vice versa. You know, people don't like the Gen Zs, because most of the time we tend to speak our minds, yeah. But now you find like maybe that speaking out, you know, saying your mind is not really accepted. So you find like most of the people, maybe you share something, mtu ako against it, they don't want it to go forward, or maybe it's a proposal you have, they don't want it to move to the next level. People go against each other.
Enemy of progress.
Yeah.
Enemy of progress.
People don't want you to progress, and then it's like we are not working the same role. Unapata hata sometimes the person mwenye mko in conflict, si hata mtu mna work na the same role. You wonder, why are you coming to, you know? Yeah. And it creates so much stress. Sometimes unapata the workload is too much and the payment is too little. You know, these things, people don't even complain about them, but deep down they are suffering from them. Unapata maybe mtu amework for, maybe they came, alifungua job maybe at 6, and maybe unapata maybe at extend to around 10. Yeah. And at the end of the month, maybe let's just say, give it a rough estimate of 13,000. Maybe amelipwa 13,000. And then aitoshi, maybe hata anaishi, maybe let's give them even the cheapest house, maybe tuseme anaishi nyumba 3,500, and maybe they have a whole family to feed. Hata hiyo nyumba anafaa kulipa stima and all the other bills. You know, it makes someone feel like, oh, I'm tired, you know, I'm really exhausted. So the toxic working environment is also a major contributor, as even looking through the others. It can actually lead to really someone feeling so much stress, like you don't even want to go to work because you know that work is stressing you, so why go to work? And then ukikaa kwa nyumba, who will pay the bill? Then sasa ukikaa kwa nyumba, you have no option, you just have to go. So I think that's also something that really contributes to burnout. Yeah, but
I think that is the worst state for somebody to be in because you'll never be productive at that state. You'll be like bora niishi, bora zifanyike. That is why we keep on bringing this awareness so that you can know where are you standing at the moment, what am I supposed to be doing at this moment, what will help me to be sure that I have to be productive the next hour, I have to be productive the next minute, and if I continue like this, I'm sure I'm not going in the right direction. So I've brought in Daktari here so that you can gauge yourself and uangalie uone where am I ranging, because most of the times that we are right now, we are living it at work. Tuko kwa kazi, you work from 8 to 5, kuna work from 8 to 8, depending with what you're pursuing and what is your goal and your focus. So you find that even kuna wale ambao wanafanya kazi, wanatoka kama watoto wamelala, wanarudi kama wamelala. So you don't have even the relationship with your children. That's your family, you don't have that relationship. And at that point, you're very much exhausted and you're wondering, when will I have time with my family? We are here to make sure that you balance it off and you know what am I supposed to be doing at what point. One key thing that Dr. said is learn the boundaries. That is one key thing in mimi nimeshika, learn the boundaries. There's a way you can tell somebody no kwa njia takatifu and they feel like you're not offending them, but you know this is where I am at. I as Trevilla at that point I cannot take it further, and they will respect your decisions. And you know just kuna ule wanatuambia when you stand as who you are, people will start accepting you for who you are. So once you start standing in that right manner, you'll go far and you start living life as it is. Kuna manuza can unrealistic expectation from employers or even ourselves contribute to having burnout. Sure. And unrealistic expectations can lead to burnout because sometimes you find maybe you've been given a task to complete and maybe you're expected to finish the task within the day. Na ukiangalia how complex the task is, unaona kabisa it's not even realistic to finish it within a day, or even to let's focus maybe on the people who do sales. Unapata mtu maybe they are doing sales and maybe they have the items that wanafaa wamalize. Unapata some of them, it's not easy to convince people to buy things. I don't know if hata na hawkers unamwambia si leo mimi hadi nishaimwambia mwingine si leo, akaniambia ni siku gani madam, nunua tu kitu. And I was like I had to just buy something. I think alikuwa amefika mwisho, and I think it's because of sometimes maybe the tasks zenye wamepewa and the expected commission that they're supposed to get hazilingani. So unapata maybe huyo mtu the expectation yenye the boss has or the employer has on them inaweza waletea the burnout because they feel like I can't accomplish this task by the end of the day. Siwezi kuwa nimesell out these things by the end of the day. So what will you feel in your heart? You'll just feel like I'm feeling some kind of heaviness. I'm feeling some kind of nimechoka, like nimekuwa nikizurura nikitafuta customers, I've been marketing the product but it's not giving. Sometimes maybe unapata these people who market products, unapata maybe venye watu wana take that product is not as you wanted it, you expected it to be. So unapata sometimes you will start feeling bad about it and then feeling like you start feeling like a failure, like what did I do wrong, or what words did I use the right words? Kwanza ukikaa hivi chini peke yako, you start thinking about it becomes now heavier for you, especially when you have no one to reassure you or maybe to support you or to tell you si tumefanya. Tunajua unapatanga there are some people wenye ni roho juu, so they can tell you see we have done our part, you know, but unapata maybe kama that guy or that lady is maybe an introvert, unapata they don't really talk about it, so it will tend to weigh on them and now cause burnout. So it's really a contributor
Yeah.
I'm telling you, vile masaa zinakimbia, I don't know, hata tujaenda kwa signs and symptoms. I think we'll have to bring daktari back because of time. Maybe the last question, daktari, as we're winding up, how does perfectionism really increase the risk of having burnout? Tafadhali msitufinye sana.
I'm actually kind of perfectionist, so maybe I can speak from a point of experience, because I like to do things and get done with them and in the right manner, not just do them like evil too. So perfectionism is actually something that is not really good. It's actually not really good because because you see, there's no one who is perfect. Let's start by the common facts. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, and you can't ever do things in the perfect manner. Someone will always find fault in something that you do. You know, someone will always correct you about something, because there's no way you can tell me you're at your workplace na umefanya kila kitu correctly. You know, sometimes you'll find your employer maybe amekuja akakwambia, can you do this something different? Maybe it can bring different results, because if you become a perfectionist and you don't take feedback, it now becomes a very toxic working environment for the others, because we utakuwa, you believe that what you do is what is good for the company or the organization.
Where the alpha and the omega.
Exactly. So like, there's no way you'll take feedback. There's no way you'll take feedback. There's no way you will rectify your mistakes, because you feel like you did them in a perfect way. So being a perfectionist can really also weigh on you, because sijui kama ushaikuwa in a situation, if you're a perfectionist, maybe you've done something and then ukienda home you're like, hey, unaona, maybe ulitumia your boss a certain document na haja reply maybe at a certain time and you will gonna expect a reply. Now what you'll think as a perfectionist is you didn't do the right thing. You didn't do. And hiyo kitu itakusumbua sana. Kwanza as for reply, I tell you, it will really weigh on you. And maybe he just saw it, and maybe he was engaged somewhere else, but your brain won't tell you that. As a perfectionist, your brain will tell you like, they saw the document, wakaisoma, and they didn't like it. And you might tend to do another one to just prove a point, and you mess up the first one. Maybe upate mtu ako impatient.
What is our help as
perfectionist?
Because that really happens a lot. You find that you're doing something. Especially when you go to the house, I love vikombe ziangalie. And if you try change one, I'll know this was somebody touching this. Okay, it might be associated kind of, I don't know if you've heard of obsessive compulsive disorder. It's kind of a mental disorder where maybe you want things to be a certain way. Like imeza vile imeka hivi, you're like hadi unaweza toka nje, but in your head you're like let me go back and put it the right way. So that's the best way to deal with that. Normally it's usually a process. I can't say like nitakwambia this is how you do it, but now it really takes a lot of cognitive restructuring. It takes a lot of changing your mindset and changing how you see things, your perspective of how you view things, because you have to realize like some things might not go as you want them to go, not because it's your fault, but because maybe it's just how they are supposed to be. You're supposed to learn something, you're supposed to change something. You know, all of those things add up to, but really it takes a lot. If you're struggling with it so much, I would really recommend that you see a therapist because like it's not like something that it might really affect how you relate with other people, and it might also affect how you do your own things. Unaweza jipata kwa task moja the entire time because you want it to be perfect. Wow. But it's okay to seek help. I usually say it's really okay to just go for some kind of assessment. Wenye tu unaendanga husi, just go to a psychologist, a therapist, and then try to explain maybe the severity of your problem is what will
create the treatment plan. Yeah.
Wow. So watu ambayo vikombe zinakaa hii side, mawe kaa hii side. We're not saying that ukianza kuona mpanga you are falling into that place, no. But you understand yourself better. We usually say every time, make sure that you go get checked, not because you're sick, but because we want you healthy. We need you moving and moving soberly. Because when you're sober, you'll be making sober decisions and you'll be being so much productive. And that is the key point that we need. Being productive. I hope you'll be partnering with Oracle TV as you're continuing. Paybill 171133 account Oracle TV with any amount that you have. If ile penny ambayo uko nayo, and you're saying this is what God has blessed me with, be partner with Oracle TV so that you can be bringing daktari. Unaona hata leo tumeguzia tu one topic. One. So we need to bring daktari again so that daktari will give us the signs and symptoms. How do you realize that niko kwa verge ya burnout? This is how I'm going. And if you're there, how do you recover from that place? And if you have not yet reached there, how do you prevent yourself so that you cannot reach there? Nitajaribu kumconvince tumpate tena so that you can go to the signs and symptoms. But as you are ending daktari, I would want you to speak to somebody who's there and this person is emotionally exhausted. This person feels I'm so much stressed, nothing is going on for me, I don't know what I can do with life, because we've been having so many cases of suicide right? Nowadays it's like actually imechenchiwa. It is not iko kitambo ulikuwa unaambiwa this person has committed suicide. But right now, according to the law of Kenya, you're not supposed to say this person has committed suicide. You're supposed to say it is death by suicide. That's the difference. Unaona ikichenjiwa sasa ikuwe death by suicide, that means it's a normal death. According to the law, it's death like any other. This person slept and died. So this person hanged himself and died. And we don't want people to reach into that point. So for this person out there, what will be your advice to them?
Okay. First of all, I'd like for people who are watching the show, I'd like to first of all thank them, because really not so many people invest in their mental health, and it's something that has become like a crisis. It's actually a crisis. The rate at which people are dying of suicide, the rate at which people are maybe experiencing emotional exhaustion is really high, and taking the time to just care about your mental health is really good and something commendable. And to that person who feels like they are really exhausted and they feel like nothing is working for them, because sometimes you feel that nothing is working for me, I'm here to encourage you, because I know like it's not an easy path to walk through. It's not actually an easy path. People just talk about mental health, but those who are experiencing it know the weight and where it really hurts, you know. So I'd like to tell them that I see them, because I understand what it feels like, and it's not the end. It's not the end, because sometimes this awareness, once it gets out there, it's supposed to be an encouragement to you. It's supposed to act as something to keep you going. Maybe kama kesho ulikuwa umejiambia I don't feel like I have the energy to wake up or do something, I want you to watch this and know that you're very important, you matter, your life matters. I think once you realize that your life really matters, it doesn't have to be that someone mwenye ako hapo kando yako that they are reassuring you that you really matter, because we are here because we care about their mental health. We are here because therapists care about your mental health. We want to see you thrive emotionally, you know. So just keep going. First of all, keep going and don't give up on yourself, because you can be your worst enemy, you can be your best a safe space, because sometimes when you start by beating up yourself, your mind has the power to just know that everything is done, you know. So try as much as possible to talk positive things to yourself. Try to talk to positive things, reassure yourself, even if nobody is reassuring you. Just tell yourself like I'm enough and I'm okay, and even if today I could jipa, kesho it's another day, I'll try again. Yeah.
Remember, words are powerful, and whatever you speak comes to life. Thank you so much, Daktari,
Karibu
for
sana.
honoring the invite. Do not
okay.
take it for granted. Najua time ilikuwa kidogo, but muniombe guys, so that Daktari will come back and we continue from where we stopped. And what I just want to encourage you today is, burnout is real, but it does not have to define your life. It doesn't have to define your life. Whatever state you are in life right now, just know I can become better. I am already better, and I am the change that the world needs. And once you understand that, no much pressure for yourself. What you are able to do today, that is what you could be able to do. Hata ungeji stretch kiwango gani, that was the most important yenye ungeweza kufanya. Kesho ni siku pia. I'm not saying you procrastinate it, because that is one thing that kills people. But if you did your level best, and that is where you could afford to reach, please don't beat yourself too much. Usianguke kwa burnout. But thank you for everyone who tuned in. Thank you for those who sent in their comments, and thank you so much for those who've been watching us online and commenting. Our father from Oxford, thank you so much for being tuned in. Na kila mtu ambaye ameweza kuwa pale, na washukuru zaidi. Thank you so much for our producer Ruth on the other side. And of course our camera person Adrian, and everybody who made this program go live. We appreciate you. Until next time, I've been Trevilla Lutta. God bless you.
Ladies, your time has come. This July, prepare to rise, lead, and reign at the Women Power Conference 2026. A life-transforming gathering designed to raise women of purpose, influence, and excellence. Hosted by Reverend Rachel Ngatia. Ladies, your time has come. This July, prepare to rise, lead, and reign at the Women Power Conference 2026. A life-transforming gathering designed to raise women of purpose, influence, and excellence. Hosted by Reverend Rachel Ngatia. This extraordinary conference will officially be opened by Reverend Robert Ngatia with an empowering leadership teaching. Ladies, your time has come. This July, prepare to rise, lead, and reign at the Women Power Conference 2026. A life-transforming gathering designed to raise women of purpose, influence, and excellence. Hosted by Reverend Rachel Ngatia. This extraordinary conference will officially be opened by Reverend Robert Ngatia with an empowering leadership teaching. Come and be inspired by an exceptional lineup of renowned speakers, including Dr. Pauline Oracle from Mountain of Deliverance Church, Nairobi, and Dr. Selina Wekesa, who will share life-changing insights to equip every woman for greatness. This conference is more than an event. It is a place where queens are made. This event is sponsored by Almac Cosmetics, Bee Farmers Hub, Ecobana, among others. Mark your calendar for July 30th, 2026, and don't miss this unforgettable experience. Entry is only 1,000 Kenya shillings. For more information, call 0722 658 888. Women Power Conference 2026, where vision is awakened, leaders are empowered, businesses are inspired, and queens are made. We'll see you there.
Time you are watching this live broadcast, it's yet another amazing time to be gracing your TV, to be gracing your YouTube, to be gracing your Facebook or whatever platform that you are watching us from. And tonight I am hosting two amazing women of God. I just want to let you know that God has purposed to visit you this particular moment. If you're a lady, it is your time. Most of the women, when I was growing up, there was a lot of women empowerment, and of late we have realized, or they realized, that the boy child was left behind. So everybody is now on the boy child side, and we forgot about the woman. So that is why tonight we are here. We want to talk about women in Kenya, internationally, but particularly we want to talk to the women in all the 47 counties in the land of Kenya. Karibu sana. I am Rev Esther. Together with me, I have two amazing ladies, Rev Rachel Ngatia. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
And I have Reverend Pauline Oracle. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
We can start by you, who is the host. Usalimie mtazamaji.
Asante. I want to say a big good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching us from. May the Lord bless you and welcome on board.
Amen. Reverend Rachel.
The same from me. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Welcome to this show. You'll not regret watching it.
Amen. Great. It's good to have you on board. And rarely do we host women together. What brings us tonight? We can begin from your end.
From my end?
Yes.
Okay, we're having this great conference, Women Power Conference. And this conference 2026 version is going to bring you the real woman who has literally, by the power of the Holy Spirit, moved from one stage to another, and you can see it.
All right.
Our faith cannot be measured. You can't measure how much somebody prays, how much someone fasts,
yes,
however many times you come to church. But in this conference, we're having great speakers, especially Reverend Pauline, who's able to speak to a woman She understands what she's saying and she transforms immediately.
All right.
Yes.
I love what you say, that we do not have a spirituometer to measure the spirituality in a woman, but it is Women Power Conference.
Yes.
Wow. Mom, you have been in Mombasa, and Mombasa is really calling for you. How does it feel that now you are back to Mombasa now to speak to ladies?
One of the things I would want to say is that I'm so excited about the theme of the conference, Women Power. Because when you empower women, you have empowered a whole generation, a whole nation, and the whole world is empowered. So what is women power? What is women power?
Let's begin from that.
You cannot empower women when they are financially incapacitated. There has to be a financial empowerment for women, so that women are not just beautiful and their wallets and their handbags are empty. So one of the things that I will tackle in Mombasa is financial empowerment for women. Financial empowerment for women, because this woman talking to you called Pastor Pauline, she cuts across. She's a powerful businesswoman. Like now, I think in the next 2 weeks, I'm expecting a whole container, 40 feet of carpets. So I am an importer, I am a distributor, I am a seasoned businesswoman who doesn't give up. So that is one of the things I want to download to women. That it's not just women of power, it's women who are even financially empowered. I can be very powerful and spiritually empowered, but I have no money. Like now to come to Mombasa, I need money. To even stay in Mombasa for those 2 or 3 days, I need money. So you need to be empowered all around, not just in your beauty, not just in speaking in tongues, but also all around empowered financially.
Amazing. There is now making of the queens. I was looking at the promo that was just running. I saw it's remaking or making of a queen. And you know, one of the things that we have been sat on as women is this phrase that a woman is a lesser vessel, or is a weaker vessel, not a weaker vessel.
We cannot be less. The same material that made the man is the same, made of a stronger. And even we are made of a stronger material because we came from the bone. Yes.
We are finely made.
But most men talk of us as being weaker vessels. And that one has made the woman to be comfortable in the kitchen. Or just, even if they are doing business, and I'm not against any small business, but they're just okay being where the society wants them to be. What is the intention of this conference? Are we calling all of them, or we have a particular woman that we are addressing?
No, we are calling every woman. I really like how you've given us the intro, because God made us in his image, male and female. You see, so the male countenance and the female countenance is all in the image of God. So what we present, when they say weaker vessel, definitely strength-wise, we are weaker with a physical strength. But other than that, God made us in his image. So there's a responsibility we have that we need to carry out. And now, making of a queen, if you think about Esther, I'll really focus on the soul of the woman. You know, women are injured and hurt, and they've gone through so many things in their lives. And because of that, they're not able to. They might see us as women so distant, will never reach there. So prophetically, I'm going to deal with the soul of the woman. And in the context of the man of Gadarene, in the book of Luke. So when Jesus reached the man of Gadarene, and he was all in that attire, cutting himself and among the tombs, I'd like to say that many of us women are surrounded by tombs. Tombs of losses, broken relationships, broken other things. There's no big difference between us and the man of Gadarene. And we are going to uproot those tombs that are surrounding us, so that we can be able to be strong in the Lord, to be able to enact what we are going to do. And then the speakers we are having, like Pastor Pauline and other speakers, are women who have done it. There will be no theory, Women Power Conference. It is going to be practical impartation from a woman like you and me, who has been able to transform her life and speak the way Pastor Pauline is speaking. The bottom line, women, money in our hands, resources in our hands, feeds the family, feeds the village, feeds the country. You will be empowered in Women Power Conference. Yeah.
Awesome. Reverend Pauline, you talked about finances. And from where you come from, I am seeing there is a host of ladies who want to follow you to Mombasa. What of breaking limitations? You know, definitely they'll not go by tuk-tuk to Mombasa.
They actually say they want to fly.
Look at that.
None of them even wants to use a bus. None of them even wants to use
SGR.
Yes. They said if our mother is flying to Mombasa, we are flying with you. Because one of the things that I love about myself, because me I lead by example, Rachel.
Yes.
I don't give you stories. I will give you my own example. One of the things that I have known about myself is that I am fearless. So if you have to break limits and become a queen, you have to put fear aside. You have to put fear aside. Like when I announced in my ladies' meeting that I am going to Mombasa, they started coming. Can we come with you?
Yes.
I'm not paying for a single of them. And if they have not, some of them, I picked them not from where they are. I'm only 2 years in Nairobi. 2.5 years in Nairobi. And I don't have any woman who is following me from Nakuru to Mombasa. It is the Nairobi women.
Wow.
How can you make women
follow you
within
24 months?
24 months.
Yes.
And they are saying we are going the same way you're going. Some of them would have said tutatumia basi tukutane Mombasa, but they said we are actually using the same flight with you.
Wow.
We want to feel the warmth of our mother around us. It's because I have taught them how to break limitations. And some of them have never flown on a plane. So
it's the first time.
They are saying our father has also taught us how to break village powers. So we are breaking village powers. So that is one of the limitations that has limited women. But when you look through the Bible, there are women that broke limits. There are also women that supported the ministry of Jesus. Like when I announced Esther, I announced to everybody. But only certain came up.
True.
And one of the things I have realized in my women ministry is that you can't work with everyone. Rachel. Even in Mombasa. Not everyone will embrace your
vision.
There are those that will feel like you're extravagant. Like for me, many of them think I am extravagant. Others think this woman is too much. Others feel like, but I chose.
Others will not even understand you.
They don't have to understand me. No. By the way, for you to follow me, you don't have to understand me. No. Because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And I am also unique in myself. So it's either you jump into the boat or I leave you behind. Me, I only work with the people that are ready to work and move with me. So like when I announced, the 10 that actually they had come 7. 3 have added themselves.
Wow.
So we have to expand our team and keep expanding. So because when you read across the Bible, if you go to Acts, I think 16:14, the Bible says, and a certain woman named Lydia of the city of Thyatira. That means there were many other women, but this one stood out. What was she doing? An expensive business. She was a seller of purple. That is a very powerful woman. So me, I only want to work with the people that are willing to work with me. The people that can take the challenge.
Wow.
That is breaking limitations.
So that is another thing that we'll be expecting in the Woman Power Conference happening at Deliverance Church Mikindani. We had not mentioned that. It is happening at Deliverance Church Mikindani. And I don't know if we have any arrangements because this is a national TV. So we have 47 counties watching. And I believe that there is a woman who is saying, first of all, I want to go and break limitation. And I also want to be in Mombasa for the very first time. Do we have any arrangements?
Based on that, Mombasa is very easy to go because you can take the SGR, which is from 1,500 upwards. So it will be 3,000 both ways. Accommodation right from 1,500 per night. And we also have the aspect of flights. Flights now are going at rates that you can afford. You can decide to go one way by flight, one way by SGR. And there's a lot to offer.
Especially if somebody wants to break limitation, village powers. And you are saying, I cannot afford to go both ways. Just pay one way. When you're up there in the sky, you talk to yourself and say, Pauline, I break the village limitation. I break every power of the village.
That is exactly it. So that's why I have brought to you a woman who's on the other side, like Reverend Pauline, who we are going to begin the journey to get to where she is. The way she's talking is a journey and a path she has gone.
Yes.
So with the power of the Holy Spirit, with an agreement from you from whichever county you are in Kenya, if you agree that when I get to this Mombasa, I'm going to break a limitation. In the spirit, it's agreed.
Yes.
Limitations will be broken. And the other speakers I have young Gen Z. She's called Kelly from a group called Ikobana. In third year, they came together 4 students, came up with a sanitary pad from banana leaves, got sponsorship. She's now 26 years old, running a big banana leaf sanitary pad program.
Wow.
She's coming to speak. She has started, you can't say she has reached. She has started on high. I have another young girl, Sister Locks. She came to Mombasa, to a college in Mombasa. She started doing Sister Locks. So she's charging 15,000 per head. She has no place. She shares a salon. She's making her money.
Wow.
But interestingly, this young Gen Z has 78,000 followers on Twitter. On Twitter.
Not even TikTok.
I'm telling you. So in this conference, we are bringing to you, we are expecting that impartation of these everyday, day-to-day women with the same circumstances as you. The lady doing Sister Locks didn't have enough money. She will give her testimony. Yeah, then we have this other young lady. I love her, and I'll say a bit of her testimony. She graduated from university, was working in a good bank, and she received a call from home, from the neighbors. Her son is on the balcony, entering into the bucket of water. She tried to ask her bosses, can she leave? She can't leave. She finally coordinated with her husband. Her husband rushed and saved the boy. She quit. She went to be a housewife. She's like, I can't leave my children. And in that same light, she began doing cosmetics, selling cosmetics on a small scale. Now, can you believe it? She'll be there. She's from Almac, as you've seen there. She has 10 beauty shops in Mombasa. She has employed 42 workers. She's you and me, and she's 36. So Reverend Pauline will crown it, you know, because we are doing it generation now.
Yes.
These are women who have walked this path. They are like you and me. So what they are saying to do, apart from what we'll give you from the Bible spiritually, they have done on earth. Yeah, and so I really look forward. Women Power Conference. Make it to Mombasa. You will not be disappointed.
I am already. It is an all-round conference.
Yes.
We have the young, the Gen Zs. We have the middle age. We have now the old. I saw Mrs. Wekesa on the poster as well.
Yes.
Comical woman.
Yes.
Family setup.
Yes.
She'll also be in Mombasa.
She will be. She's also a pastor. And so the grace the Lord has given her is breaking down difficult family situations
in a very comical way.
A comical, absorbable way. So she might be talking about you. So you might come to the way us women are.
I watch her on TikTok and I'm always laughing.
Yeah, so the way she is, the way women we meet, and you really feel afraid to say what you're going through. Hey, Reverend Salina will just say it right out there.
Yes.
Give you solutions. And I really believe in this Women Power Conference in particular. When she's through, we will pray. You know, Reverend Pauline will pray. We will pray that by the power of the Holy Spirit, the things she's saying, the women will be able to do.
Wow. Amen.
Yeah, we want to empower the women just the way Pastor Pauline has talked about the lady who was making purple. We don't know her story, but you know Pastor Pauline's story. And she has edged to her side. So I love what Pastor Pauline is saying. All of us are different. Find your position.
Yes.
Find your setting. And you'll be blessed in the conference.
All right. So we are talking to everyone in county 001, right?
Yes.
Yes, 001. You're in Bamburi, you're in Mtwapa, you're in Malindi, everywhere. You're in Voi, and even those in Nairobi and other counties. Please join us. And do you know, there are people who have not even used SGR since it came.
Oh.
Yes.
SGR is the best means of transport.
There are people who have not used SGR. So don't say lazima tuende na ndege. You can even use that SGR. There are people who've never been to Nairobi.
Yes.
Those are the limitations we are saying you have to break, and you have to break them physically.
Yes.
When I listened to Rachel talking about the conference, with women, when we hear a conference, we have attended so many. So this is not going to be a conference like any other.
It's not a kiungano.
It's not